Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. We're going to look at the NBA card for Thursday, November 5th. Mike Brenner, we got 5 games tonight. The first thing that jumps out at me is, I'm mostly a totals guy, right?
Yeah, that's why they call you Totals Loshak.
That's why they call me Totals Loshak. Now, the first thing that jumps out at me, OKC Chicago. Right now, the overnight line was 207, and I'm proud to say that I bet the over on that one. Now it's all the way up to 211 or 211 and a half, but it I don't know because Chicago gave up 130 points to Charlotte in their last game, right? And we know that teams, every team, no team, no matter what their team strategy is, wants to be embarrassed like that on defense. And Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler, he's a player for Chicago.
He's a defensive beast.
Exactly. And he went into that team and he gave them a talking to. He was like, next game, or I don't know if it said next game, but he was like, we need to play some motherfucking defense, motherfucker. You know how like when they do that, right? Yeah. When the players, like for instance, Kentucky in college football had a players-only meeting. Anytime you have a players-only meeting, I'm always looking for either an ATS cover the next time, or if they're talking about defense, a good defensive performance the next time. So,
and Pete, I got to cut you off there because exactly what you're talking about happened a couple nights ago in Miami. Okay. They got shellacked against Houston in the first half. Udonis Haslem he literally took control in the locker room and shit changed real quick.
Exactly. He went up right in their faces and he says, "That's the kind of fucking basketball team y'all want to be on." And they respond. Now, when we're doing our research, we don't get maybe on Twitter. Maybe on Twitter, someone was like, "Udonis Haslem is tearing them a new one." Yeah, but.
And I like that. I like that.
Yes, and I saw it with Kentucky in college football. Now they're playing Georgia. I don't know if that's going to matter. But so getting back to a basketball here, Jimmy Butler said, "You motherfuckers can't do this on defense," and so I bet it because actually, to be honest, I bet it because that was before I saw that he had done that, right?
Sure.
And also OKC, they're a team that can, so a lot of times when they step it up on defense, it doesn't necessarily mean that the pace slows down. We know OKC is a team you want to lean over with.
Absolutely.
But I think just because of what Jimmy Butler did and what Chicago did last game, I think I'm going to take it all back. I think I'm going to hedge my bet out and take the under after this spot. What do you think about that?
Well, and again, I'm not a totals guy, but I have a feel for this because some interesting dynamics. Yes, Chicago got shellacked. I mean, shellacked by Charlotte. Right. Oklahoma City has collapsed in their last 2 games late. All right, they're trying to figure out what's going wrong. So I'm not a totals guy, but I think I would tend to push towards that over because I think it's going to be a track race, just literally a track meet. So, but then again, I've seen OKC lock down on defense, and Jimmy Butler, he's capable of shutting down 2 players. You know what? I'm just going to put it out there, Pete. I think you might have done well hedging off on the under.
Yeah, and again, it's like if it's a team like Utah or Memphis that's cracking down on defense, then you're going to get an under. But when it's a team that plays an up-tempo pace, sometimes they'll play better defense, but that won't necessarily translate into unders. Sure. All right, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. The other one, I bet the over in Chicago OKC, and now it's 211. I also bet the over Miami Minnesota 197 and a half. Now it's 195 or 195 and a half. Minnesota has some nice young players on their roster, don't they?
Oh yes, they do. Andrew Wiggins, I mean, he's just done nothing but perform, and I even like Kevin Martin. He's averaging 20 points a game right now, and he's stepping up as a leader. My concern in this game, Pete, is a mentally tired team because of the emotion that went into that tribute the other night. And Garnett, this is clearly probably going to be his last year. I don't know how much gas he's got left in the tank, but in the future, yes, Minnesota has some young players that are definitely worthy of making that a solid team.
All right, and the other one I'm thinking about, Memphis and Portland. Right now, Memphis got blown out 2 games ago. They came back with a big cover of their last game. Here they are 2 games removed from that big embarrassing loss. I think Portland played on a back-to-back. Right now I'm looking at SBR odds. It's 4 or 4.5. The total is 193 or 193 and a half. I think I'm leaning towards the under a little bit, and I think you got to be leaning towards Memphis as well, right?
Yeah, but then again, what Memphis team are we going to get tonight? And this pattern's been happening for several years, except last year towards the end they started to really put it together. But Pete, I got to tell you, I'm very, very surprised at how inconsistent they are.
Yeah.
So I'm just staying completely, totally away from that game as far as I can get. And that's just my call.
I mean, most NBA teams are pretty inconsistent. consistent over the course of a season. All
Sure,
right, so
sure.
we got 5 games. I don't know. Do I want to put my professional reputation on the line? And,
Yes, yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Yeah. See, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's easy for me to sit here and make fun of people who give picks, but when I have to do it, it's a lot tougher. I'm thinking about maybe just going over Miami, Minnesota. Now it's 195. What do you think that the mental that they might be mentally drained?
I do. I really do. I'm feeling that.
But Miami has weapons on offense as well. I'm going to
course.
do it. I'm going to do it. Over 195 right now. Miami, Minnesota. I'm going to give that as an official pick. The OKC Chicago game I'll leave alone. Memphis, Portland, I would lean under, but officially I'm going to leave it alone. Just one pick for me. Over 195 in Miami, Minnesota. What would you like to bring to our attention?
Well, out of that group, my one play, and that's all I'm playing, is I'm taking Oklahoma City with the +1. Actually, I don't even need the point, but I'm going to take it. I think they're just too well-oiled machine to not figure out why they've been collapsing. And I think Chicago is just, they're rusty. Akeem Noah, he's not doing anything, all right? And Derrick Rose is ice cold right now. So who are we going to get? But they are at home. But I'm going with Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Billy Donovan's going to coach this team up, and they're going to be ready. Go on the road and get a big W.
Yeah, I didn't make that as a bet, but I did make it as a pick on my pick tracker. So I certainly agree with you there. All right, Mike Brenner. I hope our first show here goes okay. I just pray we both get 2 winners, just this one time.
We're going to do it.